We're back, baby. We are back. Obviously, we've been away in Berlin. No, we haven't. That's where we're going next, hopefully. We've obviously been away in Belgrade. We were there the back end of last week, and it was a very, very good experience. I will say that for sure. There were some things that we looked at and sort of reflected on that we could have done better, both for ourselves and for the client. Overall, I think the general feedback, what we've had from them is they're very happy. We've not released the video as of recording this podcast, but the overall feedback that we had, they even at one point said that we seem like professionals, which, yeah, I mean, I've never done anything like it before, so it was all new. Yeah, literally. Two guys with, well, we've got an actual camera now. That's what I'm recording this on. This is the DJI Osmo that I'm recording this on. A lot of people ask me what I record on. Previously, up to now, we use an iPhone 15 and an iPhone 15 Pro, but we added this to the toolbox last week, so it was the first time using this, and we recorded some like vloggy style videos. There's a chance that when this podcast goes live, the vlogs are live either on this channel or on another channel. Either way, I'll link them in the description below, like I always forget to do. And you can watch them. I'm just fiddling around with this tripod for it, by the way. That's what's in my hand. The camera is absolutely brilliant. It's got a new microphone. This is a DJI Mic Go, I think it's called. Is someone dancing behind me? What's he doing? You don't know him there, does he? He's got his headphones on. Is he going to bring a sign? I think he's going to have a plaque or something and just say, eye doctor is a prick. Anyway, it's very distracting. The problem with this camera is, right, I can watch myself back as I'm sort of talking, so I'm sort of a little bit nervous. Honestly, I've got no idea what this guy's doing behind me. What are you doing, mate? Anyway, back to talking about Belgrade. Yeah, client was happy. We were relatively happy. There's a few bits that we could have, like I said, done better. Mainly scripting sort of things, just being a bit more organised with that and being ready. He's gone now. Anyway, we move forwards. The next trip is going to be, like I said before, hopefully Berlin for the IFA event. Let me know in the comments below if you are planning to attend that. It would be cool to link up with some people either at the event or at the pub. Germany's got lots of very good bars and pubs, so yeah, pub better, event that's fine too. This week's been absolutely mental. Like, it's so hard to manage everything. It just feels like I'm coming in and repairing everything what nobody else wants to repair. And that's not a gripe on like Nathan or Cam, who was in the store last week looking after things. It's just like a lot of it is stuff what I do and Nathan's not trained to do or whatever. And it's just like, it just feels like I'm repairing rubbish all the time and things what can't be repaired. Like, I don't do Samsung CPU faults and not many board faults, and I've got like 4 or 5 S22 Ultras all stacked up. What I've all got problems where they turn themselves off or they don't get any signal after it's took a whack. And I just feel like the other day, I think it was yesterday when I was recording this, that I just couldn't fix anything. Like, everything I touched either broke, I broke a 13 mini screen, or just I couldn't fix it. So like, I just felt like we didn't make any money. And it was just a bad day. But today, apart from Nathan calling in sick, it's a lot better day because I've actually churned out some repairs. I've been paid for some repairs. And it just, you know, if you've got a repair shop, you'll know exactly how I feel, what I mean there. And then like 2 customers came in back to back who'd got a problem with a repair, what was done last week or the week before or something along them lines. You know what? This is what I like about this Osmo. Sorry for just very quickly changing the subject, but do you see how it just follows me? I just decided to lay down on the sofa, and now I just sit up again. And it's got like this active tracking feature, and it just works so smooth. I was playing hide and seek against it when we were in the digs in Belgrade, and it worked. It comes on a handle, and it's just, oh, it's great. It's great. I really like it, and we've got some really creative ideas. Whether anybody will watch it or not, I'm not too sure. Yeah, so we talked about the vlogs. The vlogs are an experimental feature. I've not decided, like I said previously, I've not decided whether we're going to publish them on this channel or it goes onto like an eye doctor vlog channel. But we've got loads of really cool ideas, like just going and doing random stuff, and a bit like sort of let's think of a title right now. Something along the lines of, I got my phone repaired at the worst rated shop in London or Leeds, Manchester. I couldn't do it in Sheffield because that would be coming to myself.
Shit.
So just things along them lines. I don't know if you could hear Alex talking in the background there, but he's griping on poor Nathan, who's not here to defend himself, but he says that we could rate the worst rated phone repair technician in the country, and he's just saying that we could bring it to Nathan. It's not funny, that, is it, Nath? Not funny, that, Alex. I don't promote bullying in the workplace or talking behind people's backs, so it's a good job it's on camera. I talk quite a lot about the Facebook group, what I have, or what I'm a moderator. I don't think I'm even qualified as admin, but I know that a few people who watch this channel have joined the Facebook group. Now, I've seen a lot of rubbish on there recently. Obviously, we've got all this weird tension going on with the riots and stuff. So it just seems like everybody wants to point fingers at everybody else for being racist or not being nice to each other, and everything just seems dead tense and lots of accusations on there. A lot of people get upset that their post gets removed or something from there, but a lot of the time it's just Facebook doing it, or and then the admins have been getting a lot of crap. So if your post's been removed there, just check that it's not somebody. Check that it's not somebody who's just deleted it. I don't know where I'm going with this, but just be nice to each other on the Facebook group and in real life. Just be nice. Right. I should have started talking about this at the very start. I don't know if we talked about the guy because we did the last podcast in Belgrade, didn't we? So I never got a chance to talk about this, but a couple of weeks ago, this is a real story time. It might take me 5 minutes to get to the point, but bear with me because there's a lot of twists and turns to this tale. A few months ago, I received a very strange WhatsApp business. It's not very often that I check my WhatsApp business messages, right? But I got this very, very strange one, and it's like S10 screen you fix, ? I don't think there were a question mark, but I think that's what we're implying to add some context to it. And I'm like, yeah, we can fix your S10 screen if you want it to fix it. And it was like, okay, £40 or something like that. And I'm like, no, it costs about 200 quid to have an S10 screen fixed or something. It might have been a battery, but either way, let's roll with a screen. And then I'm like, no, it's not that. We can't do that. And then he starts sending me an address which was all the way up in Scunthorpe. And when we searched the address, this is where it starts getting strange. I searched the address and it was like blurred out on Google Maps, the address what he'd sent me. So I'm like, this is very weird. And then all of a sudden he starts ringing. When he's ringing, he's not saying anything on the phone apart from like, just bloody mouth breathing down the phone. And I was getting weirded out by the whole situation. It was just weird. After that, he sent some video messages. And this guy, I swear to God, it was Gollum reincarnated. Right, Gollum had come out of the fiery pits of Mordor, resided himself at a blurred out residency in Scunthorpe, and started to bloody send me voice messages. It was bizarre. Anyway, I blocked him because he was just ringing constantly, not saying anything. Then he started ringing anonymous on the shop phone, and we blocked him on there. We blocked him, blah, blah, blah. Never ever thought anything of it. That was that. Forgot about him. Told Alex, told my wife. Probably had a bad dream about him. That's it. Because he was weird. Proper weird. Let's bring it back to about 2 weeks ago. It would have been 2 weeks ago. I did a back glass repair for a customer that was fairly local to my house over the other side of town. They dropped it off and I kindly offered to allow them to come and pick it up from my house later that evening. One thing led to another, and I wasn't available at home because I went out. Sorry, I'm trying to just make sure that I'm telling the story in order. I went out. So and they didn't have a phone, I don't think, or they didn't have my mobile number, whatever. So they have tried to find my mobile number online. If you look, you'll be able to find it because I used to use that as like the shop sort of phone. I also, just to add some context, I used to work from home. So we had a shed on the back. And that was like where people used to bring it. And I think that customer had got in touch with us because that's where they'd brought a phone in the past. Anyway, it's about 9:20 at night. I'm in the cinema watching a movie and my phone, I think, starts ringing, or the Ring doorbell starts ringing. That was it. The Ring doorbell starts ringing, and they've gone to pick it up. And I'm like, look, I'm not in. It's 9:20. We said that I'd wait until 8:30 to come and pick it up, and they just left it a bit late. So I said, look, I know it's awkward. I'll just drop it off. What's your address? Logged it down. Fast forward again to the end of the movie. We've gone home, and we've gone to this sketchy address in like Grimesthorpe, I think, sort of area. Yeah, Grimesthorpe area of Sheffield, which is notoriously rough part of town. I'm in the favelas of Grimesthorpe. It looks rough as hell in like some council-y flats. And I'm sort of walking around. I've gone up to these kids and said, do you know which address this is? And they've just sort of grunted at me. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, this is all I need. Anyway, the bloke had seen me outside. He goes, is this one of your lads who I've been messaging earlier? And I'm like, when? And he's like, yeah, tonight earlier when we called it yours, I tried texting you. And I said, oh no, lads will not message you at this time. And he goes, is your staff all right? And he gets a bit confrontational and that. And I'm like, yeah, they're all right. They're perfectly sound. And he goes, I've been messaging someone and they're a bit weird. I said, do you mind if I have a look at messages? And he sent him a picture of himself. Who is it? Nobody else but bloody Gollum. Our friend Gollum from 2 months ago. So I'm like, I'm freaked out at this point. I'm like, what is going on? This is just too weird for, like, it's too strange a coincidence that you would text this number. So I've gone home and I'm like telling our lass about it. And she's like, that is weird, Ollie. You're like really, really strange. But, you know, I wonder how it's happened. So I'm like, I started Googling eye doctor mobile number, eye doctor contact number, and eventually I found that there was an old Google listing for my address, and they must have searched eye doctor blah 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 road, and it came up. I mean, it's not there anymore. Eye doctor Sandstone Avenue, and it's not, and it's come up with this guy's number. So the only thing that I can think is that guy has gone onto my Google listing and suggested an edit, and because it's not really an active listing anymore, it's just rolled with it and sort of gone with it, and he's sort of hijacked me number. So I just thought it was so strange. Like, that is such an odd thing to do. So, mystery Gollum man, let's call him Ryan, because that's his first name. Leave me alone, you creep. Just leave me alone. God damn you. Oh, but you know, like when something just creeps you out bad, that's exactly what happened, and that's how it was. So, yeah, that's the end of the story. I unblocked him very temporarily, said, why are you messaging people? Why are you pretending to be me? And all I got back was like, he just started miscalling me, just ringing me and then doing that thing where that phone at me, and I'm just like, this is just too weird. Like, I don't want it. So yeah, weird. But yeah, weird guy. I'm gonna text him now. Can you hear that? This is the message is what he sends. If anybody can decipher that. Don calling me. Oh, it was a battery. New Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus new battery. Sorry. His address. He sent his address 5 times. Bring it tomorrow and I'll sort that for you. The time tomorrow. S10 Plus new battery. Yes, now phone. New Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus new battery. You know what? I'd try and ring him, but I don't want him having my number. But I don't know if we'll ever get to the bottom of this, but I suppose that'll probably be a good time to wrap up this week's episode of the podcast. Next week, I will hopefully have more information about going to Berlin and more information about fixing stuff. But for now, this thing's great to fiddle around with. Have a great day. Have a great week. Thank you for watching as always. See you next time.